Now this video is on patterns and shapes from section 1.6 from your textbook. Now, other important and basic patterns that occur in mathematics are patterns. Okay. Now these shapes, they may be 1, 2 or 3 dimensions. Now that is called 1D, 2D or 3D or even in more dimensions. So the branch of mathematics that studies patterns and shapes is called geometry, which you will be studying more in detail, not only in your grade 6, but in the higher grades as well. So here, if you see children, these are some of the examples of shape sequences. Okay. Now, if you see the first figure, that is triangle, then you have a quadrilateral. Quad means 4. So you have 4 sides. Then you have pentagon, we have 5 sides, and hexagon, we have 6 sides. They are called regular polygons. Now, what are polygons? Please remember, polygons means they are the closed figure. Okay. Heptagon, then you have 7 sides, octagon 8, nonagon 9, and decagon 10 sides. Then you have complete graphs, which you will be studying more in detail. Here we term it as K2, K3, because we have fixed line segments. Then you have stacked squares. So if you can see those stacked squares, because there's 1 square, we have 4, we have total number of squares here, then we have squares here, and we have here. So they are stacked. Okay, so you find 3 squares above, 3 squares down, and they are all stacked. Likewise, we use the word stacked for the triangle as well. So you find here 1, then you find how many triangles here? 1, 2, 3, 4, and the bigger triangle. So likewise, you need to understand the pattern here of shape sequences. Then you have different figures if you see it in the last one. Then further if we go, we need to understand the relation to number sequences. So the number of sides in the shape sequence of regular polygon, that means the closed figure, is given by counting numbers starting at 3. So it is 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and it goes on. Now, that is why these shapes are respectively regular triangle, quadrilateral, or pentagon, hexagon, heptagon, octagon, nonagon, decagon, and it goes on and on respectively. So, but what exactly the word regular? It refers to the fact that these shapes have equal length sides. So we use the word regular, and also equal angles. That is, the sides look the same and the corners also look the same. So we will discuss angles in more depth in the next chapter. Now you need to figure it out. Look at the screen. Children, you will find this complete solutions from your textbook, all the questions with the answers here. So count the number of sides in each shape in the sequence of regular polygons. Which number sequence do you get? What about the number of corners in each shape in the sequence of regular polygons? Do you get the same number sequence? Can you explain when this happens? Now, let's see. You need to first identify the shape. So it's a request, student, that you draw these shapes in your notebook, okay? Now, let's take shape number 1, that is triangle. So how many sides? 3 sides. Quadrilateral, 4 sides. Pentagon, 5 sides. So looking at the 5 side, we know it's a pentagon. Then we have 6 sides, hexagon, 7 sides, heptagon, 8 sides, octagon, 9 sides, nonagon, and 10 sides is decagon. So write the number of sides in order. So we have 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9, and 10. 7, 8, 9, and 10. The number of corners in each regular polygon is equal to the number of sides. So that means the number of sides are same. So corners will also be same. So do we get the same number sequence? Yes. And why does this happen? We get the same number. So in any closed polygon, each side meets another side at a corner, which is called vertex. Okay, therefore the number of sides will be equal to number of corners, and they are called vertices. Please remember, note it down in your notebook, the word vertex and vertices. So the number of sides and the number of corners appear same, so they are same sequence. Likewise, students, you need to count the number of lines in each shape in the sequence, then of complete graph. Which number of sequence do you get? So you can try solving this question and then you can refer the answers which are on the screen. Likewise, we have question number 3 to 5, which is being solved, which you see it on the screen. So we can take question number 3. How many little squares are there in each chapter of the sequence of stacked squares? Now, we have seen it in the previous slides about the stacked squares. Children, it's a request that you draw these squares in your notebook, okay? Which number sequence does this give and can you explain? So let's see. If you need to count the little squares in each shape. So how many squares do we have here? 1. Here 4. Here 9. Then you have 16. Then you have 25. So write the number. What is the step 2? Write the number in the sequence. So how many squares? 1, 4, 9, 16 and 25. What are these numbers denote? These are the square numbers. Why they are the square numbers, student? Which we have done it in the previous video. You can refer. This talks about the number which is multiplied with itself. 1 into 1, 2 into 2, 3 into 3, 4 into 4, 5 into 5. So you get all the square numbers. 1, 4, 9, 16, 25. And then you can decide the further number. What will be that? 36. 6 into 6, 36. Likewise, you can even see question number 4. How many little triangles are there in each shape of the sequence of stacked triangles? Now, which triangles? Stacked triangles. Which number sequence does this give? Can you explain why? Hint is also given, children. You can refer your textbook while you're solving these questions. Count the little triangles in each shape. So what you have to do? Don't worry. Moment you get the stacked squares and stacked triangle, start counting. So here we have 1, we have 3, we have 6, 10 and 15. So these sequence of numbers, they are called triangular numbers. Now why triangular numbers? Because here you see the pattern. It is 1 plus 2 plus 3. So all the numbers are basically the triangular numbers. So request you can try question number 5 by solving these type of questions where they have a particular word given which is called snowflake sequence, which is there in the previous slide. Try to figure it out what type of pattern it is given, what sequence it is given, and I'm very sure this will be real interesting for you. Let's quickly take the summary. What we have discussed and more in detail we will be studying in the next chapter with the next video. Mathematics may be viewed as a search for patterns and the explanations as to why those patterns exist. Among the most basic patterns that occur in mathematics, they are number sequences. So some important examples, students, of number sequences which we have seen, like counting numbers, odd numbers, even numbers, square numbers, triangular numbers, cube numbers, Veronica numbers, and powers of 2, which we have seen it in our previous video. Sometimes number sequences can be related to each other in beautiful and remarkable ways. For example, adding up the sequence of odd numbers. Starting with 1 gives you what? Square numbers. Then you visualizing number sequences using pictures can also help to discuss or understand the sequence. So certain polygons, what we have seen, stacked triangles, stacked squares, and that helps you to understand the sequences, that is the shape sequences, okay? And they also exhibit interesting relationships with number sequences. And I hope these patterns and these shapes are a bit clear to you. Note it down in your notebook, and if there is any doubt you want more in detail, request students that you comment in the section, and then I'm sure we're going to study more in detail. Thank you. God bless.